But we need to talk about traffic, getting eyeballs on your website, turn eyeballs into emails, turn looks into visitors. So let's talk about 5 ways to drive traffic to your website. Cool thing is 4 of these are absolutely free. 1 of them costs money. So again, we want to do the free stuff so we can get money to spend on the paid stuff. So the first is SEO, and we'll go into each one of these deeply. Second one is directory listings. Third is social media posts. Fourth, and the only one we'll touch on today, is retargeting and PPC that costs money. And then fifth are the emails to blogs. So let's talk about SEO real quickly here. You want to make sure you've got the foundational elements, so things like H1 and title tags on the site, everything done correctly on there. Anyone who's a MSP launch, accelerators, or producers club member actually has access to the guy who does our SEO for us. He's on staff, Ben Hawkins. Anyone talked with Ben Hawkins and had him do? OK, so we've got a number of people who've had Ben go and help you with your SEO. Some basic things. He'll actually meet with you, fill out exactly what your web person needs to do, and either send it directly to them if it's like vertical action, or send it to you to send to them and tell them exactly what to do. Second thing is you need consistent original content, blogs, and what I'll call good pages. So Robin talked a little bit about IT for EDU yesterday. Going to bring them back up. So here's their site. And they built this right in vertical action. They've just branded it very heavily with theirs. But they write some of their own content. So how managed services empowers ed tech in small schools. And then they write their own blogs, and it's geared directly towards their niche. Now, what's this do? It lets them talk to the people who actually are interested, tell them things that they want. These aren't just the blogs that get published every day with your site. And they put offers in there. So they also load this up with great keywords and phrases so that when people, K through 12 private schools in southern Florida are typing in things, they find them. How many other IT companies are writing directly to K-12 nonprofit schools in southern Florida and publishing blogs every week just for those people? So they get a ton of traffic from this just by having it out there, and it lives on forever, gives them incredible authority. So look at 911 IT real quick. So Adam's company here. So it should start moving in a minute, but of course they come up first when we look for them. But then second, LinkedIn comes up. Then we got Yelp on there. Then we got Adam's LinkedIn, then we got Facebook is coming up, then we got Clutch, then Cloud Tango, then we got ABC7, all of that. So the big thing is, you look, after him, there's a bunch of directory listings. Are you on all of these directories? Are you on places like Clutch, on UpCity, on Cloud Tango, Crunchbase? Are you on your chamber sites? Are you on association sites? If you work with attorneys or accountants or whoever, there's a local association that you can probably be an affiliate member of their site. So these are all directory listings, and it drives tons of traffic because Clutch and Cloud Tango and UpCity and all those places have higher domain authority, so they come up high in these searches. So when someone searches for IT services, Las Vegas, you may not come up in the top 3. It's very hard to rank for that. But what does come up? Clutch might come up in the top 3. So someone doesn't know what Clutch is, they click on that, and then they find you through Clutch. It's a free site. You can get free listings on all of these places. Now, chamber and association sites, you usually have to be a part of chamber or association. But Clutch, UpCity, Cloud Tango, Crunchbase, and a lot more, they all have free offerings right on there. So make sure you go in there, completely fill out your profile, add all your information, make sure it's the same as all the information on your website, the name, address, phone number, and URL, and make sure that all matches up so you can get these free leads. Again, we want to do the free strategies so we get the money to spend on the paid strategies. Next one we're going to talk about here is Google Business Profile. So Google, this is a screenshot from CallRail. That's that tracking software that I said we have installed on the sites. And we actually have this on 296 sites when I took this. screenshot here. And what it shows is from July 31st to August 29th, so a 30-day time period, all the leads that came in on those sites that we could track. So what CallRail does is if you find Technology Marketing Toolkit through Facebook, it gives you one phone number. If you find it through Google Business Profile, it gives a different number. If you find it through Google Organic Search, it's a different phone number. And so it tracks how people are finding you by doing phone numbers as well as the forms that get filled out. So Google My Business was the #1 way people got found. 1,200 raw leads came in this period just from Google My Business. Absolutely free. No one paid a dime to do this. They set it up correctly. They did that one time, and then they post to it weekly. All you have to do with Google is post to it weekly. Same type of post you'd post to Facebook, LinkedIn, any of those, a picture, any of that. And it works, and it drives up your views from that. So this even beat direct traffic. Direct's when they actually type in your website. After that was Google Organic. So again, these are the things like we need to have SEO. We got to have the good content and good pages out there. Finally, then, it's Google Ads and Bing Ads below that. So again, do the free stuff so you can have money for that paid stuff that comes later. So let's look. Here's a net effect. They're a member of ours right here in Las Vegas. And look at their Google Business Profile. On the right-hand side of the screen, they have 132 Google reviews. They fill out all their information. They've got their products in there. They've got articles. They have posts. It tells when they're open, when they're closed. They've even got Facebook, biz ratings, other reviews, all in there. And I just actually looked them up today because I was kind of interested. Yeah, it just like keeps going out. There are their posts at the bottom. They do that at least once a week to get on there. So I just looked them up today because I was curious. These guys are monsters with reviews. Since I first took that slide about 5 weeks ago, they've added 5 more Google reviews. They're getting about a review a week on there. That's a great signal to Google that they're a real business, they're in business. 137 Google reviews. That's a huge number. You go to their competitors, they'll have like 8, 12, 15. Maybe they have 20. Maybe they have a lot and have 40. That still pales in comparison to 140 on there. So get those Google reviews. Use that campaign and map to do that. So again, they're just absolute monsters. They're doing the things they need to do to signal to the online community to get that traffic because Google is where the traffic's at, to get Google to point to them when people are searching for IT support, IT services in the Las Vegas area. Let's move to social media posts. You guys, everybody who's a member, Toolkit on up has Prospect Hopper. Right in there, we give you social media posts to do every single week. So post, drive to your site, get traffic there. Why do we want to get all this traffic there from the site? They're going to read the blog, they do that, they stop by the site, they go to the Google Business Profile, they go to the site. Why we really want to do this is so we can do retargeting. This is something that costs money. Retargeting, though, is the strategy where someone goes to your website, they leave, they've done absolutely nothing, but then, because you got a pixel or a tag or something that you've put on them, you follow them around the internet, showing them your specific ads. If you want an example of this, go and visit any cruise line, and then for like the next 3 months, you will see tons of ads from that cruise line. Just go there for a minute, scroll up and down like you could be on there 5 seconds. You will be retargeted with ads. So just saw this one the other day here. This was actually at the last roadshow, so 2 weeks ago. Was pulling this up, and Sundog IT is a place out of Chicago. And they're an IT company. They're out of the western suburbs. And we were doing those digital competitive reviews, so we were going over it with one. And then I flick on my computer. I'm reading an article, and all of a sudden an ad comes up for them with that. Then I was going on, like in the morning, on my phone, I was reading, this was about when the hurricane, a couple weeks back on there. What came up in the middle of the page? Simplifying your IT, managed service provider, sponsored by Errant Services. There's someone else in their market who's saying, why aren't I getting this business? I talked to so-and-so before, but then when I called them back 3, 6, 9 months later, they went with a different company there. They went with Errant. It's because Errant's staying in front of them all over. Just a simple ad like this. They're going to the people who stopped by their website, left, did nothing, got no information. I didn't fill in anything on any of these sites. I went there, sometimes just for seconds, and now they're following me around the internet for pennies per view or even less. On some of these platforms, you can show your ad 6 times for a single penny. You could follow a person around the internet for a year for a couple bucks, at least once a day. This is like planting a billboard in their front yard that they see at least once a day, so that when the time is right for them, they come, they see you, and they go forward. So then just this morning, I was back there, and I was looking at some of the, clearing out my email, and saw an article I wanted to read, and what comes up at the very top of the page? Again, IT service and support for Illinois manufacturers. Sundog IT, request consultation. Again, so many people are like, well, this is silly, this is waste. Like, Mike's not buying IT, I'm absolutely not. I'm not even in Illinois. I was just in Illinois at the time I searched it, and they're following me around. Some people would say they're wasting a bunch of money. Guys, this costs pennies. I say their competitors are wasting a bunch of money because these guys are gonna kick their butts because they're not doing retargeting with that. They're losing this business. They're not showing up 2, 3, 4 times a day so that if Mike decides he needs services, he needs help, he's mad at his IT guy, whatever it is, Sundog's making sure they're there, waiting in the wings, and showing up with that. I was talking with Hunter Farlow earlier today, and he was talking about 2 recent clients or appointments, Hunter, that you got from. They called and said, hey, all these letters have been sitting on our desk for over a year. Their SDR's like, oh, I even know that person. They've never returned my calls. They never talked to me. But they called back, and the guy was kind of begrudgingly finally had a problem. And he's like, you guys have been calling me for a year, but now I need you. I know you guys are around. You know you guys are doing this. So it sits out there and waits for the right time, but it's totally automated. It costs pennies a day to do this per person. Finally, pay-per-click. Now, pay-per-click's expensive. That's what we started with here. $18,000 a month, 12 leads, 9 MQLs, 6 appointments, 1 to 2 new clients is what the one company saw. That's actually a pretty average number. If you look at our stats from our Producers Club members and follow that down, leads on Google right now are costing $1,200 to $1,500 a lead, depending on what market you're in and how competitive it is. But pay-per-click's the way to jump the line there. You click in IT services or IT company near me, and you get the information. Oh, go back one. You get the information right in there. And it's coming up first. You all know how this works. This strategy is not for most people in this room, because most of you aren't doing all of the free stuff we've talked about, or even the low-cost retargeting. Retargeting, a total budget for retargeting, unless you're really big and getting tons of traffic, $300 to $500 a month will take care of all of your retargeting traffic for the vast majority of people in here, especially while you're ramping up with that. Pay-per-click, you're looking at a minimum of $3,000 a month in spend to have any kind of real results from that. So again, do the free stuff before you jump into the paid stuff. If you do happen to be doing some pay-per-click or some of these things now and you're not doing some of the other things, just backfill fast to give you those money, give you those extra leads to help pay for that, and then you can scale up with it. And then finally, we've got emails to blogs. So once again, IT for EDU, they sent me the email, and Robin kind of showed the stat yesterday here, but they posted a new blog article. This was one they wrote again. It was about smart boards for schools, and they actually told them how to get grants for these smart boards. So they posted the blog article that they wrote. They sent an email to their 800 engaged leads and got 240 clicks. Now, the key here is this was 800 engaged leads. They're in the Marketing Manager Coaching Club that I run, and one of the strategies we talk about is sometimes you just send your emails to your engaged people. That's people who've opened emails in the last 7 days. They're more likely to open, they're more likely to click, so they send that out separately to get a high email score and delivery rate. So they got 240 clicks, so about 30%. The SDR called everyone who clicked the link in the email. One call turned into a new client and a $600,000 contract, and this was the second time they got a contract in the last 3 months using this strategy. Totally free to do, with the exception, obviously, is that you've got to have someone making the calls. out there. They're SDRs. If you are just starting out with an SDR, or you have a part-time, or you're the SDR right now, this is a great one to start with because it's not as many calls from that. They're only calling the people who clicked on the link in the email to go to the blog. And then what do they say? They just say, hey, Mike, I was calling about the information you were interested in. I wondered if you had questions about smart boards and how you can get grants for your school to get those free or at a reduced cost. That's all it is. They say these are the friendliest, easiest calls to make, and their SDRs absolutely love them. And they repeat this every 45 days, so that's one of the keys. If you're sending out blogs every week, you don't want to call the same people every week. They'll stop opening your emails because they'll figure it out pretty quickly there. So you call once every 6 weeks, every 45 days with that.